Welcome to the Cookbook, where we invite guests on to share the ingredients of what has helped make them the successes that they are. All of it, the good, the not so good. You're not going to find anything half-baked here. And our kitchen gets messy sometimes. That's when the fun starts. So come on and join us. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Cookbook. I'm your host, Iris Goldfeder, and I am super excited about our guest today, Mara Whitener. I'm going to read her bio and bring her on. So meet Mara Whitener, the business operations puzzle master who brings an enthusiastic, nerdy passion, which she had me at nerdy, passion to pinpointing the exact missing piece in your operational puzzle. With her expertise, she ensures that your systems and team run smoothly, allowing your visionary genius to be fully unleashed, making the impact you're here to make. Mara holds impressive degrees in international business and business administration and boasts a remarkable 20-year track record of building, growing, and selling 6- and 7-figure businesses. However, she won't bore you with all the nerdy facts she knows. Instead, she focuses on understanding your unique challenges and needs. Having experienced burnout firsthand from trying to do it all while genuinely caring, Mara empathizes with your struggles. She understands that your vision for a business and life that deeply suits you, lights you up, and creates meaningful ripples in the world is entirely your own. Equipped with a special ability to uncover precise upgrades, Mara can create the time and mental space you need to take on more clients, save money, and fill team gaps. Her solutions ensure that launches run like butter, revenue increases, and you can focus on what you love most. No matter the size of your business, Mara can customize a plan tailored to your specific needs and aspirations. So without further ado, let's meet Mara. Hey there.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. You've done a lot.
Yes, I have. Sometimes it's hard to remember everything that I've done, but yeah, it's been fun.
And it's funny when, whenever you hear somebody read your bio, you're like, huh. It kind of like takes a minute, right? You're like, oh yeah.
Wait, I have done a lot in my lifetime. Yeah, that was me.
Yes. Skylar's agreeing, or Piper, or one of them. No, it's Skylar. Piper's just sitting there. So we haven't spoken in a couple of months. What's been going on?
Just been staying busy. I've had a lot of taking some time off this summer to spend with friends and family, as well as kind of had a big uptick in business owners that kind of want to get things straightened out for the fall, and beginning to work on New Year plans with some folks for next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had a client say, so what are we doing in 2024? And I said, let's figure it out. I mean, those are the best clients, right? You're like, awesome. Thank you. So
Exactly.
Which also means you're doing a good job.
I like to think so. I hope so.
If they're making plans for 2024, you don't suck, right? I mean, that's what we have to look at is
exactly.
While we continue working with us, we're doing a good job. I know I was going to tell you. So you'll appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 months ago, I decided that I was going to do this challenge. I don't know if you saw it on LinkedIn. Yeah. And it's the, website effective. So I had this idea because, I'm in business to help people. And this was something that I felt would be really helpful. So as I'm putting this whole thing together, I realized there's holes. I don't have a program that is going to shoot out an automatic email as soon as they pay and say, hey, and bring them to the landing page. I don't have a CRM. I don't have the things. And so Thursday night, because I wanted the thing to go live on Friday, Thursday night, I realized I don't have the things. I don't know what things I need. I kind of know what things I need, but I don't have the things. And so I had a mini meltdown. And then my tribe kind of came together on Friday and they were like, okay, this is what we need. This is what we're going to put together. And I'm like, I got to push the challenge back at least 3 weeks. I can't, there's no way I'm ready for it now. And which was hard to realize, but good that I was able to accept it, right? And not be like, no, we're going to do this anywhere. We're going to make it work. Because I've been there before as well. Put all the systems in place, but not before I let myself melt down over the weekend. Because I figured I needed to let myself go through what I was going through. And it was like, okay, you're scaling. This is what scaling looks like. Get your freak on now, because Monday we're done. And that's what I did. I freaked out all weekend. My wife was like, oh my God, I'm like, I have 24 hours. Let me get through this. And then
let me feel the feels. I'll be ready tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, man, but yeah, I went through the feels and got it together, and it was interesting. It was a good lesson. Some of the emails didn't go out the way they were supposed to, or when they were supposed to. And so I know for the next time, but since you're an operations person, I figured you would appreciate the holy shit moment where it was like,
Yep. And the funny thing is a lot of people think they're the only ones having these stories and these experiences. And they're like, I feel like everyone else has their shit together and everything looks great and social media, and they're off traveling and launches are going on without a hitch. In reality, a lot of people are experiencing what you're experiencing, and it's normal, but it doesn't mean you have to continue experiencing that. And like you said, you had the flexibility. You pushed back the launch. You identified the pieces that you needed to put into place. You had a team around you that helped you go, okay, we need to put this in place. You pushed it back. You launched. There were some hiccups, but like you said, it's a lesson for next time. You know the holes you need to plug for next time, right?
Well, I think the cool thing about that was the scaling piece, right? Because, I took gas stove, or I hit it full time again, a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And to be scaling after a year and a half, I was like, okay, this is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. I do know, the one thing is, I do know that I'm not the only person going through it. I didn't realize it was a launch. Like, I wasn't looking at it as a launch because I've never done a launch before. I've never done anything like that before. So then everyone's saying, well, this is a launch and this is what happens. And I'm like, what do you mean this is a launch? And they're like, it's a launch. And I'm like, well, shit. So then I went to panic again. I'm like, oh my God, launches usually fail the first time. Blah, 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 blah. So I was in my head for probably 3 days. And then Annie Ruggles, Annie was like, if I was there, I would like how they do on TV, calm down,
right?
Because it was like it was really daunting.
It can be really tough. I mean, this, you've got back into it full time a year and a half later. I mean, you're scaling and you're building, and all of the things just kind of keep piling on and adding on. And there's a lot of holy shit moments when you build a business, and especially if you haven't had a business before, there's a lot of those moments. And there's moments where you feel like you're alone. There's moments where you feel like you're the stupidest person on the planet because things that you would normally be on top of, you're not. There's the freak out moments on the weekends. There's freak out moments in the middle of the week. There's working 7 days a week because you feel like you can't get caught up. I know I need this piece. I know I need a CRM. I know I need a system for payments. I know I need this. And then there's those that aren't in a situation where they have a team to help them figure it out. It's, oh my God, now I have to take all of this time and I've got to figure out what system do I put in place and how do I make what are all the logistics? And then there's the freak out moments, and there's all the feels, and there's all the everything that goes with it. And it can be really daunting and really overwhelming.
Yeah.
And that's why
overwhelm is that's for sure. I'm looking for something in particular, so I just want to pull it up. But yeah, I think the biggest the biggest thing for me was knowing that, like, I know I'm not the only person, right? And I didn't go through, like, I had a friend of mine who was going through it, and she's like, God, I'm so stupid. I never felt that I was stupid, but I did feel unprepared.
Yeah.
Like I should have seen it coming. But then it was like, how could I have seen it coming? If I was like looking for this not nirvana moment, but like I'm doing this really cool thing, but I'm not prepared.
Right.
This is going to help a lot of people.
Yep.
But I'm not prepared. And so, it kind of, there it is. It kind of went like, okay. Then it came to getting the automation in place and getting the email automation that just didn't want to freaking cooperate. And then it was like, oh my God. So I've learned a lot. Right. So if you learn from it, they're lessons.
Yep.
Right. I never call them mistakes because we always learn. But man, there's a lot to learn.
There is. I mean, most of us, we go into business, we have a vision, we have something we're trying to build, or if it's a lifestyle or a certain amount of money we want to make, or I want to help as many homeless people, or whatever kind of that vision and that mission is. And that's our passion. But that doesn't mean we know how to put all of the pieces together to make that happen. And the pieces differ depending on whether you're starting out, whether you're kind of in the middle, whether you're later in your journey. Like, the pieces can differ, but the overall thing is you have to have the right pieces in the right place. You have to have the right people in the right place to surround you, to where you are the person on social media that looks like they have all their shit together and everything goes right, and they're on a beach in the Caribbean and they have a successful business because it's all going right. It's all running right. Those people have put the right people and the right pieces in the right place. But here's the thing. Nowadays, there's no one way to run a business. There's no two ways to run a business. This is not old school. There are multiple ways to run a business successfully. But the only right way is the right way for you. But how do you figure out what that is when there's so many options and there's so much noise, and there's, you need to get my proven system, and I make $1 million a month off of this system, and I went from 0 to 100,000 in my first 6 months of business. You follow this system. I'm not knocking any of those systems. They clearly worked, right? They clearly work. Doesn't mean it's the right system for you. Doesn't mean it's the right way for you, or the right processes, or the right team, or the right anything for you. And I see people fall into the trap of, they're going to help me get 5 clients in the next week. And I'm going to have my first $10,000 month, my first month in business, and they're going to help me do it. And they spend all of this money and they get disappointed.
Right.
That one system doesn't work for them. They either think they're doing something wrong, or they can't do this, and I hate to see people get discouraged just because of one thing that didn't go right for them. Right. People spend all kinds of money on coaches and courses and everything, rather than trying to explore what works for them.
Right.
How they work, what to accomplish, all of that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that gets you where you want to go a hell of a lot quicker than going and doing all of the courses and all of the things. You just have to identify what's right for you.
Right. And then you can get a coach.
Exactly.
Right? Because then, that's what I did. I kind of, knew. I kind of knew. It was like, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted the business to be, but I wasn't sure not how to do it. I knew how to do it. I wasn't sure how to execute everything so that everything would run smoothly. And that took people, and it took me, the control freak, saying, I have to let go of things. I have to let go of my calendar. I have to let go of my email. You know, it was like, let go. And it is one of the hardest things because, you know, like we just said, you know, on Tuesday I had kidney stones. And I knew that my VA was going to handle, like, the one thing I didn't have to worry about was things being handled. And it was the most amazing feeling while I was laying there dying. It was the most amazing feeling knowing that was like one thing I didn't have to worry about. Like, I had Heather, like, I'm doubled over. I'm like, take my phone. And she's like, okay. I'm like, send Ace a message, cancel the whole day, and, you know, and tell her why. And so, well, Heather's, you know, messaging her and telling everybody what's going on. We, you know, told Kofi that we were canceling the podcast because we had a podcast, and he's like, okay, what? You know, like, what, you know, you okay? And no, you know, but
I'm not.
But a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. A year ago, I would have been, you know, having Heather call all the people individually. And at that point, because I was on morphine and Dilaudid, you know, like, I wouldn't, there's somebody I'm supposed to meet today. I don't know, you know, so, but it was handled. Right. That was such an incredible feeling that to me, that was like my biggest accomplishment in the past month, was that, you know, I didn't have to worry about any of that. And I could be sick and, you know, come home and pass out. And of course, the first thing I did when I woke up was, okay, now I'm kind of coming out of my, how did today go? And she's like, what is wrong with you? You know?
That's when you know you have the right assistant. When they're like, no, what?
Yes.
Stop.
Yeah. She was literally like,
stop protecting me.
I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, I just wanted to know. Okay. So she's amazing. And you know, I know you love talking about like all things operation. So this is like, you know, your sweet spot here. So what do you do? You help crazy people like me, right? So
I do, but I really help. I find the answers. I help you find the answers and the solutions that you're looking for. So I'm not another course. I'm not another package. I'm not another necessarily a coach. I help you find the right solutions and the answers and the path forward for you in your particular situation. So the main thing I do with folks is one-on-one VIP days. I do all one-on-one custom work. There is no cookie cutter here. It is all very unique and custom work. And we will sit down together and we're going to take a look at your vision. I want to know what you're building. Why did you start this? What was in your head? What are you trying to accomplish? What motivates you? And then we're going to take a look at everything that you have going on. And we're going to look at all your operations, your systems, your workflows, your team, or lack of team. And we're going to look at your marketing and sales as well, you know, operationally. And we're going to take a kind of a snapshot look at your entire business, everything that you have going on. And then you and I together are going to build your plan on how to address kind of your current pain points, the current gaps that we see, and really to be able to address those, as well as what you need to put in place in the near future to guide you towards your overall vision. And so what I find is a lot of people, they want answers. They don't want to research anymore. They don't want to go to more courses and classes and learning and webinars and all of the things. They just want someone to tell them what the right path is, you know, what direction to head. And that's what I do. We create a custom plan that you can either take and implement yourself. So it's kind of the DIY option. I'm going to be the brains and I'm going to help you sort through all the pieces and we're going to shuffle them up and put them back together. And here's your plan. Or if you are one that needs a little more accountability, like, hey, I'm going to take this. This is great, but it is going to sit on the side of my desk because you have just heard everything I have going on. And so I know I'm not going to stick to it. Can you help me stick to it? Sure. I'm going to hang out with you as long as it takes. I'm going to help break it down into bite-sized pieces for you. So it's only a few things you need to focus on. I'm going to keep you accountable. And I'm also going to real-time troubleshoot because sometimes those things that we start to put in place, we get a plot twist. Sometimes they don't always go as planned. Well, what do you do then? You told me to do this and then this happened. And then what do you do then? Cool. We got it. We're going to pivot in the moment. Great. We're going to switch to this plan. Go for it. Just really to help people not lose track and to actually implement that to get them where they want to go. And then there are those that don't want to implement it. They're like, great. Can you come in and do it for me? And that's where my fractional services come in for COO. I'll temporarily come on board your team. I'll help you implement it, train team members, hire team members, put in SOPs, research systems, all of the pieces and all of the things. I kind of come in and I'm kind of your partner temporarily. And I will believe and fight for you and believe in your business just like I'm you. And I'll help you put in all of those right pieces. So I'll help you make the plan, identify what you need, make the plan, and I'll stick with you as long as you need me.
Awesome. See, that's, and there are people that need each of those stages, right? Some people need a fractional COO. Some people need somebody to, keep them accountable. And some people just need a little roadmap. And yeah, I mean, I know for me, it was really trial by fire. And I find that I think I work well like that because I got everything, together that I needed to. But I know there's a lot of people out there that have no clue where to start. Because, when we start our business, it's like, what's your why? Why did you start your business, right? I know for me, initially I started it because I lost my job. Boom. But then it became more of a, what do I... what do I want this to be? And I wanted it, to be really like more of a lifestyle business at this point. Because, I'm 7 years, I'd like to retire. I'm 63. I don't want to be working, forever. I mean, I probably will work forever, but I don't want to work full time forever, right?
Exactly.
And so I have an idea. I have an exit plan, but I want to do this. It's like I really enjoy what I do. So, and then again, realizing that that we're scaling. Can you hear that? Oh boy. Realizing that it was exciting. It was scary. It was exciting. It was scary, and then it was exciting. That was like, wow, okay, so we're here. Now, right? So now it's like, okay, now it's the next step. And one of the things was really interesting. I read this as the women are in society where we're here, right? And then they have the opportunity to go here. But because of society, a lot of women self-sabotage so that they don't get here, right? And then they end up here and they never get there. And when I saw it happening, I remember going, okay, there's one or two things that's going to happen. I'm either going to push through and not shrink, or I'm going to shrink. And I don't shrink. So I pushed through, and I hit it, and I went, okay, now we go here. Yeah. So now I'm like, And the way that I described it to a friend of mine was, I'm at Machu Picchu, and I'm not at the bottom step. What is it, like
Right.
steps, right? I'm
Yeah.
I'm at step like 1,500, and there's about 40 steps missing. So I can't get to that next level right now. Like I can see it, but there's
Right.
like this crevice that I can't, get past. So now I have to figure out how to fill that hole so I can just climb, the rest of the way. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And it's kind of cool, but it's definitely it's like I see it and I'm like, I want to be there already, but I'm like, nope. It took you a year and a half to scale. Calm down.
Yeah.
It's like just relax and let it happen. So, did you work for corporate before this?
I did right out of college. I ran an insurance marketing firm for close to 10 years before I met my husband, and I decided needed a better lifestyle. We were driving different directions, 45 minutes each way. We never saw each other. We could go 2 or 3 days. We might be in the same bed, but we never talked. We didn't see each other. Like something has got to give. And so I gave, and I quit corporate, and I knew there was something in me. I've always had an interest in business since I was a teenager. I did internships in high school and in college. Always knew I wanted to do something in business. So I thought, you know what? I always want to help people too. And so I kind of started on my own journey of what do I want to be when I grew up? Everyone, you go to college, you get the job, it's in corporate. Okay, great. I'm following the plan. Nope. There's something more out here.
Yep.
But what is it? Right? I don't know what it is. And so I kind of went on my own journey and started working for myself. And there were several different businesses in there that I built. I did things from notary to fitness instructor, and built up several, ended up having a rather large women's clothing boutique. Kind of fell into that one. Didn't plan on having one, but kind of fell into that one. And that was probably where I learned most of my lessons and drove me to finding my true life's purpose, which is what I do now. I scaled very, very quickly in that boutique. In fact, probably within the first 6 months, I was to 6 figures. And it was kind of the freight train that kept on rolling. And even though I have always done operations, back-end logistics, all of that throughout my entire career, I couldn't even keep up.
Wow.
And I found myself on the floor crying at 11 o'clock at night, curled up in the fetal position. My husband comes in. He's like, you need help. I know I need help, but I don't have any hours left in the day, and I need to find them, and I don't even have time to train them. I mean, all of the things, I'm sure, like a lot of you people, you hit this moment, you kind of have that meltdown and that breakdown of, I don't have the answer, and I don't have the time, and what do I do? And in that moment, like, I need a me for me. The other me who was not overwhelmed with my business would know exactly what to do and exactly what plan to put in place. But when you're in the moment, you're overwhelmed, you have everything else on your mind, you're running really low on sleep, you're not taking care of yourself, cannot actually think through things. And it's normal. But I pulled myself up, I figured out my plan, I got the help, and ended up, I had other boutique owners and other businesses that started reaching out to me and saying, how are you doing it? You've been so successful. How are you doing it? What's the secret? And so I started helping them because my natural instinct is just, sure, let me help you. Like, yes, let's figure it out. Let me help you. That's just what I naturally do. And so I started helping them. I really enjoyed it, but then I burnt myself out.
Yeah.
I was helping them and trying to run my own business, which ran like clockwork. It was fine, but I added all of this on top of it. And so I kind of had to have a come to Jesus meeting with myself and figure out, hey, I need to make some decisions. And I mean, it was textbook burnout. If you look out burnout, my picture and my name was right next to it. It was all the mental things, the physical things, everything. I experienced it all. And so I had to make some choices. And so I chose to follow my heart. And I was able to sell that boutique to someone. It was her dream to have a boutique.
Well,
And so I was able to fulfill her dream. And I set forth on my current mission. And that's just to help any business owner, as many as I can, make sense of all of this and make it an easier, more enjoyable journey to gaining that financial freedom and following what you love and not having to go down a path that you don't want to go down in life. Like, you can achieve success with your business.
Right.
Sometimes it's just a matter of trying to find the right pieces. My passion is to really help female business owners. You kind of were starting down that path a minute ago, and I feel as women, we take on the world and we don't always ask for help. And then we feel like we're a failure if we can't accomplish it all, and we can't be, the model mom and the model wife and the model partner and the model, business owner. Like, we want it all. We know we're super women. We can do it all. But in reality, we aren't. But we can surround ourselves with the right things, the right schedule, the right systems, the right people, that we can do what we want to do. Right. And it's a matter of establishing the priorities, and establishing really how you want to work, what works for you. I am now incorporating human design into my work. If anyone is familiar with design, I am certified to put together small teams based on human design, and it is now being incorporated in all of my packages, not just my teamwork, but it allows me to go to a deeper level with business owners and really identify and help them identify their inner guidance system so that they can tell what is right for them, what's wrong for them. They can learn to work with how they are built and how they're meant to do things. And it really just lets us get that much deeper into aligning every piece around them.
Do you want to explain to the audience, because a lot of people don't know, because it's a fairly new term, and
It is a combination of probably about 5 or 6 different things. There's some science, there's some astrology, there's some, Indian chakras. There's a lot of different philosophies kind of meshed into one, but it's you can really get a picture of you, the inner you, how you work, how you make decisions, why you are the way you are. And it is the most in-depth tool I have ever found, even past all of the Myers-Briggs and all of the personality tests and, even Enneagram and all of these other things. It really gets to the heart of why you are the way you are, what works best for you, and allows you to know those little key indicators your body's going to give you as to what's right and what's wrong and what path I should go down. It's allowing you to get in touch with that. So it makes it really easy to make a decision, and you don't labor on it. You don't go down a wrong path. You can identify it.
Yes, I do not do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's inner work, right? And it's funny because last year I took the Enneagram and I was an 8, and this year I took it and I was a 7. Which was like, what? And I know I'm a DI. I mean, it's, I think there's, but I think that with the human design stuff, some of my friends know, and, my wife laughs at me because I'm total woo now. Like, I'm total woo. And I love it. It really, it speaks to me. It allows me to see inward and outward in a way that I couldn't before. And
it's really allowed me to go deeper into, you might be built You might have a natural sales tendency, like this natural innate ability to intuitively know what people need, which is sales.
Right.
So we're going to build some things around you to allow you to use that natural gift. Whereas someone else who may not have that natural gift, but may be able to really network with people and kind of use that avenue. Well, that's what we're going to build things around and allow you more time and space to do that. And so that's what I'm saying. There's no one way to do business. It's not you have to do sales this way, and you have to do marketing this way, and you have to have this particular CRM and this particular system in place. Mm-mm. There are too many options nowadays, but if you can really identify, especially through human design, what is going to work for you. I mean, I've started going really, really deep with folks, and it's really these eye-opening epiphany moments. They're like, oh, that's why that is? Yeah, you're built that way.
Yep.
Oh, I thought something was wrong, or I just wasn't doing it right. No. So guess what? We're going to make everything work around that, because we're going to let you be you.
I had somebody tell me that, which I thought was the funniest thing I ever heard. They were like, you're not really good at sales. And I went, because I don't like selling people. It's not, for me, it's not selling people. For me, it's how can I help? If I can't help you, I don't want to work with you, because then neither of us are going to be successful. Exactly. So it's not a matter of making a sale. And I really feel that after, because I had come out of a business relationship where it was all about the sale, but hundreds of people in, and I was like, no, I want to know my client. I don't want 100 clients that I don't know. I don't, that's not how I tick, right? I need to know the person. I need to have a relationship with the person. I need to know if they're local, that we can grab dinner. I need to know that if they're long distance, that, you know, I'm going to go visit them, you know, whatever it is. And when I realized that I didn't have to make it about the sale anymore, everything changed. Because then I wasn't always on, you know, when it was about the sale, you're always on, right? You're always like, hey, I can do this, and hey, I can do this, and hey, I can help you here. No, you need this. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, nope. You know, if I meet somebody and we're talking and, you know, we have a conversation and it naturally happens and they have a need and I can help them, then I help them. But I don't actively sell. Yeah. And I have people telling me, how do you expect to bring business in? Because it comes in.
When you will naturally pull, like, people are craving authenticity. And there is a shift that is happening in business. People do not want the fake. They do not want to be sold to. They want to know who it is they're working with. They want to know it's not, you know, this fake version. People want authenticity. And what better way to have authenticity than to have your entire business be authentic to you, rather than what someone else tells you should do. Oh, you're done with one-on-one. You need to go one-to-many. What if that's not what you want to do? What if that's not your picture of success?
Nope.
Who are they to dictate when you determine yourself successful? That's your decision, not someone else's. But I'm here to help anyone, no matter what that picture is, whether it's stay-at-home mom and she has a certain dollar amount she wants to make, and we reach that, great. She has reached her goals to, I want to have an 8-figure business. All right. It's going to look different for you two. But you're both successful. Like,
right.
Why are we defining success on dollar amount or how many people you serve or whatever? People want you to be authentic. And if you live it and you surround yourself with it in your life and your business, they're going to gravitate towards you.
100%. So what advice do you have for somebody who's thinking about becoming an entrepreneur?
Do it. If you have a dream,
no, I love that. That's like
advice. If you have a dream, you have a mission, you have a goal, you have a whatever you want to call it. I don't even like to put a single name to it. if you have a drive to want to work for yourself and fulfill a need and a dream that you have had, do it. You do not have to go down a path of what everyone else thinks you should do, work for someone else when you're not happy. Your goal in life should be happy, to be happy. And if that's what would make you happy, do it.
There you go. See, I think this is like episode 51 or 52 at this point. Mm-hmm. And that's the first time somebody said, just do it. And I agree with you. I think that if you have, I mean, it's good to have a plan. It's good to, you know, if you're in corporate, to have a contingency plan. All these things are good. But I really feel that if your heart and your gut is telling you to do something, you should just do it. You know, there's seasoned entrepreneurs listening, and we all go through obstacles, right? So what's an obstacle that you've like overcome?
I'd probably say the biggest obstacle I've overcome is severe burnout. I mean, I've built the business on burnout and killing myself and letting relationships and my health and everything else sacrifice, all for that dream, right? But that's not the whole dream. You know, I had success, great. I built a 7-figure business, phenomenal. But I killed myself in the meantime.
Well,
my priorities are different, and my priorities are going to stay front and center. And so when I decided to, follow my true calling, which is this, you'll see me walk outside in the middle of the day and go prune my butterfly bush, because I'm going to take a break and take care of myself. I think I just posted today, I was working out in the middle of the day. I'm going to take care of myself, my family. I decided my priorities, those are going to come first, because if they don't, I am not showing up the best version of myself,
right,
for my clients. And so you will see me model exactly what I'm telling you to do. There's this big consensus of we have to like hustle and hustle and hustle. And if I just work hard and I push through this and I do all of the things, then in 5-10 years, I'm going to have my dream. And then I can be the one posting that I'm on the beach in the Caribbean and in the middle of winter and everyone else is slaving away. Why do you have to wait?
Right.
You don't have to wait. I didn't wait. Screw that. I'm doing it around my ideal schedule now. Like you said, you have an emergency. Okay, your business is still taken care of. I have an emergency. I have a life change. I want to go out of town for a week. All right. I have built my business to support my life.
Right.
And in turn,
right. And that's the goal. It's like, an emergency, great. Can I take a full week off right now? Probably not. I mean, I could take it off, but
right.
No, I think I still need to be in it. We actually went to Pittsburgh. My wife is from Pittsburgh, so we went home. She had something to do for work, and we were going to take the rest of the week off. I worked every day, but to be fair, it was because of the launch. Before the launch, I would say the last 6 months, I made sure that I was off every weekend. I might have worked a couple of hours on a Saturday,
right,
but that was it. With the launch, forget it. I was working like 7 days, 11 o'clock at night. And I got to the point, and I knew that I needed time, but I also knew that I needed to get this done. I knew that if I could get this done and get on the other side of it, I can relax.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And then I had a kidney stone. So, there was
consequences, but no, and there are going to be seasons in your business. I'm not going to sit here and say that, it's all sunshine and rainbows. Even if you put everything right around you, you're going to have a lot. So you go, oh shit, there's some things missing, or
right.
Life is going to happen.
You learn more, right? You learn what to look for. You can make a checklist. I couldn't make that checklist because I didn't know. Now I know. So now I know, okay, in October, let's do another challenge. Maybe we'll do something different, but let's a month and a half ahead of time get all the things in place so that when we're ready to, send out the swipe copy and all that other crap, all we have to do is click go and then, do the things. But
Exactly.
So I mean, there's going to be seasons where you're working harder or you're working longer, and some things get sacrificed. I'm not saying that's never going to happen.
Doesn't
Like
have
you
to
say,
happen all the time.
it doesn't have to happen all of the time. And sometimes, if I choose to go into a mode of, so I'm going to put this in place and it's a bigger workshop and a launch and I'm doing some other things, I'm going to build in that prep time. And I know that's probably going to mean a little more of my time, a little less pruning my flower, whatever it is. But like, that's going to be that season. But that's not going to be the permanent part of my life and my business.
Right.
And that's really the key, is learning to mitigate that and knowing when to be able to turn that on and off so you can still sustain a life that you want.
Yeah. And I think that as we go through everything, and you're right, it's seasons, right? We have, so now I'm on the other side of the challenge and I can relax a lot more, which is nice. So I can go back to taking my weekends off, like where, we're going to the zoo with, Nucor on Friday. And then next week we're going to Chicago for Comic-Con. And, so we're doing things again. And, I think you need to give yourself grace. I think a lot of people don't, and they feel that if they're not working all the time, that they're not succeeding. And I think it's the opposite. I think if you're working all the time, you're not succeeding. I think you need to take that time, even if you haven't hit that pinnacle, even if you haven't scaled yet.
Yeah.
Give yourself grace, give yourself time. Maybe you can't take a week off. Maybe you can take a weekend, but you do something, right? Because you have to practice self-care through it. And what's the saying? If you ever really want to know who you are, become an entrepreneur.
Pretty much. It'll bring it out in you. But there is something to be said, and I think I just did a recent video on this because it's been coming up a lot recently, is less is more. And I know that sounds really cliche, yes. And it's
true.
Oh, whatever, less is more. You don't know what you're talking about. I do it. A lot of those in my network do it. You have figured out over time, the more aligned your work is, the less you work when you have your priorities straight. You actually work less and you make more.
Yeah. Like I had one of my clients, she said, Iris, I took 20 weeks off this year. Next year, I want to take off more. So I said, what do I need to do to make that happen?
Right.
And that's the 2024 plan, so that she could take off 30 weeks and we'll just take everything off of her hands. And for two things. For her to be at that point is amazing.
Right.
Or for her to be able to put her trust in me that I'll be able to handle all that stuff for her makes me, feel amazing. Because, I don't know what I would do with 20 weeks off personally. She's an adventurer. So she does like all these, climbing all these summits, like a 7,000 foot summit and she's a badass. I told her I would get like 1,000 feet and pass out. So, I'm going to Denver in October and I'm like, let's see how I do up there. Mile high. Well, I may just,
right.
But 20 weeks and the goal is 30 in 6 months. And she's going to do it. She's going to do it.
I think it's amazing. I'm with you. I don't know what I would do with that much time off, but I'm a generator. Again, back to human design. I'm a generator. I'm built to work. So I have to kind of fight the hustle mentality, and I really have to keep my boundaries in place so I don't just keep working. Like that's what I'm built to do, literally. But there are those that are built to, they have to take downtime, and then they're perceived as lazy. No, that's how they're built. So you build things around them. Like you said, you have trusted people like you that she goes, well, this is my goal. This is what I need to do. What do we need to do to make that happen? Great. Done. Surround yourself with the right things to support who you are and how you need to work.
Right. And for me, I'm like you, I'm a generator. I think that, we went to Hawaii in November, and I laughed because, I called Kofi one day because we were, our bank client, there was an issue, and it was 2:00 in the afternoon in Hawaii, and I'm in a traffic jam, and I have the ocean over here, and I have the amazing Hawaiian mountains over here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, well, I'm going to call him and get this done. And Heather's like, so I call him, and he goes, why the hell are you calling me from Hawaii? I said, because we have this thing that needs to get done. No. And I'm like, it'll take like 2 minutes. I just need to discuss this with you. We just need to get this, blah, blah, blah. And then I called my client, and she's like, what the hell are you calling me? Why? But it was so funny because we couldn't work because everybody's 5 hours behind.
Yep.
Or we were 5 hours behind. So everybody's 5 hours ahead. So we would start our day at like 11 noon. Everyone's going home from work. So we were really forced to take a vacation. And it was the most amazing, like I'd never experienced that before. Like anytime we go away, I'm answering the phone, I'm doing things, whatever. I couldn't. She couldn't. So we were like, I think by the third day, I have a picture of her. It's my favorite picture because you could see her smile and her shoulders relaxed, and you could just see and I said, out of our 20 years together, that's my favorite picture of you because that's the first time I've seen you relax. But we really got to relax. And the amazing part about it was when we got back, we were more than ready to work, and I read this thing that says everything needs to be rebooted, including us.
Yep.
And it's 100% true.
You have to take that time to reboot. And even if it's not a full vacation to Hawaii, if I got a full day of meetings, first of all, I did it to myself, and I may need to rethink that. But secondly, if, or even if some run over or, I'm still having a good day, I'm going to go somewhere else besides right here in front of my computer. It might be I'm going to go take 30 minutes. I'm going to eat lunch. I'm going to read my book. My goal is 100 this year, and I think I'm going to smash it. So I might be upping that goal. It'll be the most ever. But anyway, I'm a very avid reader. And that's one of the things I do to decompress. So you know what? That's a priority in my life. And if it's not a set schedule, I kind of go by day and how I feel. And I'm like, you know what? That to-do list of 10 things will be here when I come back in 30 minutes.
Yes.
But I have just been on 3 hours on a Zoom call. I need to stop. First of all, I need to eat because I'm getting hangry. I need to stop. I'm going to go eat. I'm going to go read my book. I come back, like, great. Tackle a to-do list. And I'm back at work. But it's allowing yourself the time and space to doing it and knowing that it's okay to not continue to push through because quite frankly, you're probably going to perform less if you don't take that break.
Right. I try to take like if I can get 15, 20 minutes in and play with them because they think, they're neglected because I'm in front of the computer all day and they're like, I know. But, it gives them attention and I love spending time with them. I get so much energy from them. Right. So, that's my thing. And I try to do that every few hours. It doesn't work every day. But a lot of days, I fit it in and I make it work. So So what's your differentiator? Like everybody, there's other fractional CFOs out there or COOs. And so what makes Mara Whitener different?
The big thing that makes me different from a lot of folks that I see out there is I will take the time to sit and listen. I don't have one system, 3 systems, 5 systems, particular things to recommend, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go in and do that with everybody. It is literally, I sit and listen, and then we build a plan that works for you. But I'm not just going to sit and educate you. I'm not just going to sit and tell you how to do it. We're going to build a plan together. And I'm going to believe in you and your business just as much as you do in my entire thought process to help put everything together for you. I mean, I've had so many people just say, I just appreciate you sitting there and listening.
Yeah.
And not shoving something down my throat that I'm kind of, I'm not sure about. Okay, talk to me about it. What aren't you sure about? And we end up coming up with a plan, and I've seen so many be able to implement that, have immediate relief, have immediate peace, and I have watched all of their businesses soar.
Yeah.
The other big difference is I've incorporated human design, which has just allowed me to really go deeper.
Yeah, I love that. So
creating that alignment with you and your business. So I feel like that's my big differentiator is I like to really dive deep. I'm not super woo, but human design has been the tool that I have found over the years. And it's been the tool that's been the huge game changer for everyone that I've worked with.
Nice. That's awesome. I love that it's, women. And I think that, we put, or society puts these dampers on us.
So,
and I think it's because they know that, we will take over the world. Right? Which I think we should, because men have been fucking this up anyway, that's another story. Sorry, Michelle, my friend Michelle drinks every time I say the F-bomb. So I had to get one in there for her so she can have a glass of wine. But seriously, I mean, I look at where we are, and it's because men have been running everything. And I think that women, we really need to start gaining more of the wealth so we have more of the control and we can fix things, because it's a shit show right now. So
there's also that shift in business that's happening, and it's here to stay. And it's not just doing business your way, but there's a whole shift. And it's really catered to women stepping into their own. And we are the new leadership, especially introverted women. We can use our powers of empathy and care and all of the things that have been almost forbidden in business, quite frankly, can amplify your business and make it better. And so now is the time to step into that, not be afraid of it, not have to walk in and be masculine to be successful in business. I mean, I have tons of people in my network, millionaires. They are the least masculine business running folks I've ever seen. And it's phenomenal. But we need to learn to own our power and know that it's actually our superpower. And that's what can help you build your dream and make you successful. And it's okay. It's not shunned on anymore. You are not going to be alone. Own it, roll with it.
There you go. Yes, 100%. So we're at an hour already. It goes like so fast. Where can people find you?
You can check me out on my website. It's whitenerpros.com. And I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. So come find me on LinkedIn and connect. I drop a lot of videos and tips and little juicy tidbits and things you can take back to your business, and some things just to make you think about it a little bit differently. So definitely come connect with me on LinkedIn. If any of this resonates with you, You're like, I don't know if this is right, but you seem to be the answers person, and I just need an answer to a question. Definitely check out my website, book a call with me. There's no obligation. Just come chat with me a little bit. Let me know what you have going on. If I'm not a right fit, I'm going to lead you to someone that will be a right fit for you and that will get you the answer that you need. So don't sit and wait. Don't try to figure it all out on your own. Reach out for help. Someone will get you the answer. And I guarantee you, if it's not me, I will find you the right person.
That's awesome. I love that. So the last question well, first off, I want to say thank you for spending an hour plus. I know time is valuable, right? And it's always a pleasure talking to you. So
yeah, no, thank you for having me. I mean, I didn't even realize it was an hour. Absolutely love chatting with you.
Yeah, you as well. And so the last question that I ask all my guests is, what lights your fire?
What lights my fire is watching other business owners reach their dream. I have watched it happen. My goal is for you to grow and not need me anymore. And you've reached your dream. And that's really my ultimate goal. And it makes me really, really happy. If you don't need me anymore, it means I've done my job.
That's awesome. Cool. All right. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to say goodbye to the audience. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much again for hanging out for an hour plus. I think this is our 50, I don't know, Kofi, 51, 52, I don't even know, episodes. And thank you so much for listening and continuing to, support this, and for your comments and your emails, and for sharing. And don't forget to share, like, subscribe. When you subscribe, you get a notification of the new episode when it comes out. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And take the week, go have fun with your family and your friends. And until next time, go out and find what lights your fire. See ya.